Hi and welcome to another Easy Explain tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to fly a standard circuit or pattern. So here we have a diagram or layout of a standard circuit. Standard circuits are usually left-hand turns, 1,000 feet AGL, but it can differ between airports and different runways. Some might be right-hand turns, some might be different altitudes. It can all depend on each airport. But we're just going to be going over the basic one today. So if we look here, we have 5 main legs of a circuit. So here we're taking off towards the east. So when you take off and you're flying straight out and climbing, that's known as the upwind leg, which we see here. And when we make our first left-hand turn, that's the crosswind leg. And then we have the long leg here, which we're flying the opposite direction parallel to the runway, which is known as the downwind. Our second last turn is going to be our base leg. And then our last one here is final, where we come into land. So that's the basic layout of a circuit. It's just flying a circle around the runway or a rectangle. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So we'll go into Explain and we'll go over how to do that. So here we're going to explain on 172. So I'm on runway 28 right at Portland. And shout out any flaps, there we go. So we're going to take off here. We're going to fly straight out. And so we'll just climb out straight ahead. And usually a good rule of thumb to make your crosswind turn from upwind is about 500 feet AGL. So we'll just wait till we're 500 feet AGL, which is about here. So we'll just start a gentle left-hand turn and continue climbing. And we just want to turn 90 degrees perpendicular to the runway, while continuing our climb up to 1,000 AGL. Oh, it's about 90 degrees there, close enough. And we're leveling off 1,000 AGL, and we'll just fly this out a little bit. And we film that for a little bit, so we'll make another 90-degree turn to our left. Which we're doing here. Gain a little bit of altitude there. That's okay. And as you can see, our runway is right over there. And so to judge on how you make your turn from downwind to base, usually you want the threshold of the runway to be about 45 degrees behind you. So the threshold's right there. As you can see, the piano markers. So that's good enough there, so we'll just make our left turn again, another 90 degrees. And at this point we can start descending down. And we want to slow it up a little bit. Drop our first notch of flaps. And we're in the flap range, so we'll drop the first notch of flaps. And we'll start our turn from base to final. So all those turns were just in 90-degree increments to the left. It's really easy, really straightforward. And we'll just continue on in. And we're still a little bit low according to the Pappies. There we go. And our last notch of flaps. This is going to be a terrible landing, I can already tell. Not bad. Well, we'll just come to a stop here on the runway. And we'll pull up the map and see how we did. So yeah, just like the diagram, it's just a rectangular shape. This one's obviously not perfect, but that's okay, it doesn't have to be. Spacing between your downwind and the runway, you're usually looking for about half to 1 mile of spacing. Usually for low wing aircraft, a good rule of thumb is just to line it up with a little bit before the wingtip. Yeah, but that spacing's okay there. So that's how to fly a basic pattern in X-Plane 11. Thanks for watching.